Alright, so this is going to be Module 4, Lesson 10, Homework Help. Alright, so this is similar to the problem that we did in class. We look at the tape diagram and we have to ask some questions. What is the hole? And the hole is right up here. The hole is 9 plus 13. Now, what do you call the answer to an addition problem? Well, most of you know this. We did it in class. We call it the sum. Sumar. Okay? Now we look at the next part of the problem. How many units is in the sum being divided into? We can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4. Now how would we write the fraction of one of those? 1/4. Now how many fourths are we trying to find? 3/4. Alright, so our problem becomes 3/4 of the sum of 9 and 13. And the way that we write it, this is actually going to be wrong, so give me a second to correct it. Will be 3/4 times 9 plus 3. Now, the parentheses are there because those two, the sum has to be done together. We have to do the addition for this to find the whole. All right, so now our problem is 3/4 and 9 plus 13 will give us 22. All right, so the students have worked on this already. The way we do this problem is we're going to put our numerator of 3 and our whole number of 22, and then our denominator stays the same, the 4. Now, normally we would have something to cross cancel, but this time 4 is not related to 22. We can't do 4 times something equals 22. So we're just going to multiply across, and we're going to get 3 times 22, which is equal to 66 over 4. Now we have to change this into a mixed number. So we have to do 66 divided by 4. Now, somewhere you're going to have to do this. I'm going to do it up here. 6 divided by 4 is 1. Have a remainder of 2. Now I have 26 divided by 4. And that's 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So now we have a remainder of 2. So we have 2/4. Okay, so our answer is 16 2/4. Okay, now I misspoke. We could have cross-canceled, so I'm going to go ahead and do that again. It just wouldn't have been a perfect cancel. So we can cross out, because both of these have 2, we can divide by 2. And now our new problem becomes 33 halves. Okay? Most of you know that 33 divided by 2, we can do 16. But just to show you, 3 divided by 2 is 1 time. I'm going to bring down the 3. Now I have 13 divided by 2, which is 6. And 6 times 2 is 12. My remainder here is going to be 1. So it's 1/2. Okay, so 16 and a half is the same as 16 and 2/4 because 2 is half of 4. All right. So the biggest problem you're having is understanding how to write the problem. When it says the sum of, put that together, or the product of, put that together. So here's another problem. This is the one straight out of our what we did today. All right. This subtraction expression that tells the value of 1 unit is 1/3 minus 1/4. What is the name of the answer to a subtraction problem? The difference. All right. How many of these units does our model show? It shows us 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So now our problem is 5 times, because we need 5 times the 1/3 minus 1/4. So 5 times the difference of 1/3 and 1/4. Because we're going to need to put this 5 times. So there's another one over here, another one over here, another one over here, and another. That's 5 times. Okay. So now, here's our problem. 5 times the difference, we put it in parentheses because we have to do the difference first before we can multiply it. All right. So we're going to do what's in parentheses first, and we're just going to do the crossing. 3 times 4 is 12, so we're going to use that as our new denominator. Then we're going to multiply across. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 1 is 4. So our new problem is 4/12 minus 3/12, but we actually have to put the 5 times in front. All right, so let's solve what's inside the parentheses first. Always solve what's in parentheses first. So this becomes 1/12 because 4 minus 3 equals 12, or excuse me, 4 minus 3 equals 1, and the 12 stays the same. Now we need to multiply this times 5, and our problem becomes 5/12. Now, if it was an addition problem, the only difference, of course, would be that we would add these together, the sum of 4/12 and 3/12, and then get a different answer. Okay, so the student should know sum is the same as addition. Difference is subtraction. Product copies, and let me think what else, times is multiplication. And right now it doesn't look like they're giving us any division as of yet. Because when we multiply times a fraction, there is some division happening. All right, so there's 2 of those problems, and now I'm going to go to one that we didn't cover in class, but the students should understand this because we did talk about, some of us may have learned it, parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, add, subtract, or PEMDAS. Okay, so each one of these problems, we're going to circle the expressions that give the same product as 4/5 times 7. So first we have to find out what 4/5 times 7 is. And hopefully you can see that it's 4 times 7 over 5, which gives us 28/5, which gives us 5 3/5. For those of you who can't see it, I'll write it here. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So if we look at the first problem, we have to do what's in parentheses first. Okay, so what's in parentheses first, then we can do what's after it. And then we go left to right in any other place. Okay, so this is 35. Okay, so now this is 4 divided by 35. I don't like the way this looks because it kind of looks like it's connected to the 7 divided by 5 times 4. I'm not sure if this is a separate problem or not. Let me actually check my answer key. Excuse me. But right there, you know that 4 divided by 35 is not going to give us an answer that we want. That's going to be greater. That's going to be 4/35. So I'm going to look at my answer key just to check this out. So give me a second. Some of you may be looking at the next ones. Okay. All right. So it does not give us that as one of our answers, but let me go ahead and treat this as a separate problem. Okay, I'm going to treat it as a separate problem here. So for this problem, we're going to do the division first. So we're going to get 7/5 times 4. And we know that's not going, well, let's make sure. That's going to give us 28/5. That is going to give us the same thing. Okay. Now our next problem, we're going to start off with 28 and we're going to divide it by 5. Yep, that one is also going to be one of the problems. Or that's the same. All right. Now we go to the next one and we have 35 and 4 divided by 35, and that's going to give us 4/35. Oops, let me get you a different color. So this is 35, and we're going to 4 divided by 35 will give us 4/35. So that's not one of them. And then for our next one, if you look very carefully, the switch has only happened right there. So if we do this, we're going to do 4 times 7, which is the same as right here. So this one is definitely going to be the same. And then we have this problem here. And again, the problem is just backwards. The 4/5 is the second one, so we're definitely going to have that one as well. We don't even have to find the answers. We can look at it and see that we're going to have 28/5. Just have to find this one. All right, so do your best. Hopefully that helps you. I'll be posting more as we go along. Today's homework actually is half of what's on the website. Actually, let me get you that homework really quick so I don't have the question coming to me. So this is not all the homework. The homework is just the part that I circled. This is giving them a lot of problems, so I'm going to cut it in half so that we can do another lesson tomorrow. And I'll put the homework right here. So they just have to do this part, page 48, and of course our social studies for those of you that are in 2018-2019. Hopefully that's